Hello Bulldogs, welcome to this week's news show. I'm Elvin Cesario.
And I'm Carson Kleinalter. This week we'll be covering teachers' perspectives on e-learning
and Miss Dowling's arts and crafts tutorial. On November 9th, all schools in BCSC converted to e-learning, excluding C4 classes. Reporter Nevaeh Kaufman sat with Ms. Daub to give us her perspective on how things have changed and how teachers operate.
BNN sat down with chemistry teacher Ms. Daub to discuss the transition into e-learning.
Absolutely. I am better prepared because I got feedback from my students last year and I knew what worked for them and what didn't. And so I'm trying to use their feedback to develop my lessons this year. Well, I think that's probably mixed. I think some students will have an easier time because they've been through it, they know what to expect. Some students, just the uncertainty of everything is gonna interfere, and they're gonna have things happening in their lives is gonna interfere. So I think for some students it's gonna be good, and for some students it's not. And it's the students that it's not good for that I worry about. It's always harder to teach chemistry and ICP via learning. You know, I like to teach with labs. I like to do hands-on. I like kids to do manipulatives because I want them to see the concrete aspects of abstract ideas. And so translating that into an It's Learning lesson is challenging, but I really, really do my best to still make it concrete and break it down for my students so they can still get the basis and the understanding.
This is Nevaeh Kaufman reporting for BNN.
With colder weather setting in, Miss Dowling has made a tutorial for students at home on how to make a scarf.
We were going to do cozy crafts in November since we did movies last month, but since all the students are gone, we can do a tutorial video and maybe you can do it at home if you're bored. So I'm going to show you how to crochet a scarf. All you need is a crochet hook, doesn't really matter the size, and a ball of yarn. You can get that at any craft store. So what you're going to do is take your yarn and make a little loop in it, not a little loop in it, so that it goes over your hook like that. Make sure there's a little tail at the end. That'll help you while you're crocheting. So little loop knot, little tail at the end. Got your ball of yarn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thread the yarn through my fingers like this. So over my pinky and my pointer finger. It makes it easier to hold. And then I'm going to hold on to the little tail. I'm going to take my hook, wrap it around the yarn, and pull it through the hole. So wrap it around, pull it through. Wrap it around, pull it through. You repeat that process until it gets to the length that you want it. So if you're doing a scarf, then you want it pretty long. So just like this, just keep going. You want to make it tighter, just pull it, and then pull it through the hole. And so let's pretend like this is the length that I want. What I'm going to do is flip this over, and I'm going to insert the hook into, oops, it's a little bit loose here. I'm going to insert the hook into the first loop there, just like that. I'm going to pull it through once, and then pull it through the two loops. Let me do that again so I can make it tighter and show you. So yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of yarn really. I think the thicker yarns are prettier because if you get the really thin, pull it through the hole. So wrap it around, pull it through. Wrap it around, pull it through. process until it gets to the length that you want it. So if you're doing a scarf, then you want it pretty long. Just like this, just keep going. You want to make it tighter, just pull it. Pull it through the hole. And so let's pretend like this is the length that I want. What I'm going to do is flip this over. And I'm going to insert the hook into, oops, it's a little bit loose here. I'm going to insert the hook into the first loop there. Just like that. I'm going to pull it through once. And then pull it through the 2 loops. It's like a braid.
It is like a braid.
Yeah. So then what I'm gonna do, pretending like I've got it the length I want it, I'm gonna take my hook. And you see that first loop right there I made? I'm gonna put it through that loop, and that's gonna leave 2 pieces on the hook. I'm just gonna loop through 1, and then loop through 2. To the next one, and I'm going to insert the hook just through the top one. So I've got 2 on my hook. Go 1, and then go through 2. Now let me get to the end of this because we got to do something special. At the end of it, so I'm going to go through 1, go through 2. Now because I'm going back the other way, I need to make 1 extra single loop here, just like that. Okay, so I just do 1 extra, flip it over, and I go back to the first stitch, put it through. See, there's 2 right there I just went through up at the top. And I go 1. And you just keep repeating this. 1, 2. Go to the next one. 1, 2. Go to this one. This one's a little bit hard to get because it's at the end. So I gotta kind of separate it there. 1, 2. And now I'm at the end again, so I need to make that 1 extra. Flip it over. And then I go 1, and then I go through 2. And you just keep repeating that over and over again. Make it as long and wide as you want. And it'll make you a scarf.
So why is it so important to have the little tail on the
Well, when you're starting the scarf, doing the single stitches, it's just easier if you have a tail to hold on to it. At the end, when you're done with it, we can wrap it up in there and you won't even see it.
That's it for today, Bulldogs. I'm Ellen Cesario.
And I'm Carson Kleinalter. Have a great weekend.